It's coming up.
I got it.
You got it. What is it?
There's no wax on the bottom.
High five. No wax. I was teeing that one up for you. I wondered how long it was going to take.
Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 265 of The Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you are going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Stephen, Anthony, and Lenny.
Hey, Lenny. I thought I was the only one that called him that. Yeah. What's up, Len?
We call him Len the Bottle Binning.
He's silent tonight. He was caught off guard by that. The use of the nickname. Yeah. When I get tell our listening audience, I guess it's not if I'm upset or anything. It's like if Kenny says something that I perceive as outrageous or shocking, I always go, Lenny. Yeah, I do that quite often. But how are you gentlemen doing?
And wore out.
More out. Why?
The work was just nuts.
Yeah.
So nuts.
Was it the never mind. Every time you tell me work, and you're going to hate this, I always think of the Dire Straits song, we got to install microwave ovens.
That's funny.
Custom kitchens, delivery. I just think of that. I don't know why. When you tell me you're beat from work, I imagine like the blockhead guys in the 80s. And,
Oh my goodness.
That's funny, though.
But, okay, so our listening audience might not know this, but I have like a really weird brain to where like...
Oh, they know.
If people are talking about something...
The weird part they know.
Yeah, the weird.
The brain we don't know about.
The association is really weird to where like I can pull YouTube videos and other things out of nowhere. So when I say that, I mean it 100% that's what I think when you say you had a tough day. But yeah.
Well, you know. Yeah. No, I mean I'm in sales appliances, mattresses, all that stuff. But today I had to deal with a ton of service problems. So that's just it compounded. Yeah. So if anybody's out there buying appliances, you might want to buy the warranty. Things have not been built very well since COVID, so things suck on reliability. Right. And it is a ongoing battle. People don't understand why something is 6 months old, 1 year old, 3 years old, and it's dead and needs a service call. So
correct. And if you
experience that,
yeah, don't be like me.
Seriously.
So Kenny actually is not only is he good at selling, but he's also good at encouraging. And so we had this situation going on where we bought a new LG stove. Against his wishes, we did not buy the, what's it called
Induction.
again? Induction. We didn't buy the induction.
We bought a regular electric like you're from 1963.
Yeah, 1963.
64 changed everything.
Yes. So I bought this stove, and then one day my wife is cooking with, the pot, like the big enamel pot, like the Dutch oven pot. Mm-hmm. So she has that on a low simmer for like a pulled, whatever that's called, barbacoa.
Barbacoa?
Like a barbacoa style, like for Chipotle. So all of a sudden I hear her downstairs like pitching a fit. And I'm like, what's going on? So I come down there and like she's got the Dutch oven off the thing. There's smoke coming out. And I'm like, what the heck happened? She's like, I had it on the lowest setting. I swear to God this is happening where it's on the lowest setting. And then all of a sudden it just takes off like rocket. And I'm like, what? No way. I'm like, you did something wrong here. I'm like, there's no way. So at first I was skeptical. And then I messaged Kenny about it, and he basically told me, what'd you tell me? You didn't tell me anything bad. You just were kind of like, you're...
So you should have bought induction, number one.
Should have bought induction. He made me feel bad about that. Then he called me choice words, I think. Then he told me it didn't happen, and then I recreated it. And he said, you need to call service right away. Well, I'm notoriously bad about planning things, and so it took me probably 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, almost burnt the house down 5 times.
Burnt the house down a couple times, and then I called, and here's the thing. His folks, super professional. They connected me not even with a PRATS contract or whatever. They said, we'll put you right through to LG. LG guy calls and says, listen, this is about to be a major appliance recall. There's a problem with the switches on this. He's like, I already know what's wrong before he came out. He switched everything out, and it's worked fine ever since. So the moral of the story is don't drag your feet, call. And if you need to buy an extended warranty, you can do that. Because the other quick thing I'll tell you is in my brand new Volkswagen, my radiator blew out. And wait a minute, here's the funny thing. So I'm on vacation recently, and I'm talking to my brother-in-law. Now, my brother-in-law had one of those high-end Audi, like, sports car things.
All right.
And he tells me at, like, 8,000 miles, his radiator blew out. Audi and Volkswagen got the same part supplier. They're the same company, right? So you, Kenny, were the one that said, since COVID, man, the parts have been terrible. So there you go. It doesn't matter if it's the radiator in a high-end Audi or the Volkswagen Atlas. They both had the same problem.
Or your 1960s burner. It can be any of those things.
1960s burner.
Now, are you going to tell me the same thing when I need a new gas stove?
Gas is good. Induction is basically a little bit better than gas performance out of electric. But if you have gas, rock gas. Gas is good.
And if you have an electric range like I do, then you're rocking.
Yeah. Just rocking. Straight rocking.
You're boiling 15 minutes later instead of 3 minutes later.
I'll tell you what, those pots, I like the way they boil on there. But that's not even what we were supposed to be talking about. What I wanted to talk about.
But he doesn't want to hear about appliances.
I know. But I mean, hey, you said you had a bad day, and we were really interested in how it was going.
Appreciate that.
But have any of you gentlemen gone to any of the recent releases that happened? So we're talking about over the Father's Day time frame. Steven, did you attempt any?
No, but I saw some pictures.
Wait a minute. Did you see people being chased by the police on the Buffalo Trace property?
Man, I followed it all online. I did not go.
I didn't go either.
It was wild.
Yeah. So I guess a good thing to say right off the bat is, so people talk about the bourbon boom and people not caring about bourbon as much.
Bourbon's dead, blah, blah, blah.
Bourbon's dead. I kind of fell victim to that because Jason Hale, Zorn's, a couple other people like, you go into Four Roses for Father's Day. And I said, listen, I'm probably not going just because I can't get out there. And even if I could, I'm like, it probably shouldn't be that bad. I'm like, bourbon's kind of down, so maybe many people won't be gathered outside of Four Roses. I was wrong.
You're probably wrong.
I was very wrong. I think Jason got there at like 5:45 for the 8 o'clock release.
Yeah.
And then they had this weird thing staggered where they did 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock, and he joked and I joked and we all joked that they were doing that so that they could allow the flippers to go from one release to the next and get back to the other place to get more bottles. That probably did happen because there was a lot of flippers and floppers out there that were like, it was a flipper flopper dream weekend for Father's Day. So, but the BT thing, so BT released Eagle Rock 12.
Yep.
And we knew a couple people that went there. The one that was giving us the most intel was Nathan Taylor. He was on it. But basically, BT said instead of letting people onto their property, they said you all have to wait until, what time did they say? Something like, was it 10 o'clock? They opened at noon? They opened at noon, right?
Yeah. They opened at noon, so you had to wait till like 10, I think, to get the property made.
So normally people just stream in and fill that parking lot and fill all the areas around. So they had somebody like, and that's the thing that kills me about these releases. They got somebody standing there that's like, you can't come on the property till 10 o'clock. And everyone's like, okay, what do you think? People are just going to leave? They didn't leave. They went and parked in surrounding areas and like formed
lined up and down the friggin' side of the road.
No kidding. That's what's going to happen.
On the busy road.
And then cops came.
Yeah, cops came, and then the people started going to the property, and everybody in line ran onto the property like it was to get in line. And then the crazy thing is BT actually had a good amount of product, right? But that line was never more than, I think it was always an hour to an hour and a half, and it finally sold out, like I think just into the afternoon. And then people were posting about it on the What Does Buffalo Trace page. What does Buffalo Trace have today page? And I got in trouble because I posted a video, and you're not allowed to do that. It got reported, right?
Well, it was.
Did you get kicked out?
You can post a video, but you posted a video of, like, I think it was vulgar, wasn't it?
It was kind of vulgar, but it wasn't vulgar. It was from a mainstream movie. Freddie got fingered, and it was when he's working in the factory.
He plays a video. Freddie got fingered.
It's kind of vulgar with the cheese factory, and he's waving a piece of bread around, knocking people in the head, yelling "ding dong" at the top of his lungs. So,
that's what. Yes, yeah. He plays a video. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm getting way off base here. But my big thing is like I really can't believe in 2025 that bourbon companies. I'm happy the boom's not done. But I'm always shocked at how poor they do at releases and things like that. Does that shock either of you guys, or are you just like, I
mean, what do they think was going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, when Woodford had to release a double oak that one year, they had the police there.
Yeah.
They had the road monitored. They told people where to park. They were very welcoming. BT's just like, you can't be here until 10 o'clock, right? Four Roses, there was confusion about when you could go onto the property in Four Roses, even though they said stuff. So people that were there early didn't get the message and so forth. It always seems like they could do more, but they don't. And I wonder if there's like a situation room where they're planning this.
Situation room?
Well, we're whiskey makers. We're not traffic cops. We don't know how to get our parking lot together.
I remember Bruce talking about that at either an event we were at or talking to us or something just in general about how even with Campari and Wild Turkey, I mean, they're not good at logistics on that because they're not used to that. They're not used to having, this crazy bourbon, by lining up and doing this and doing that. So, Four Roses was a mess with their release a little bit.
Right.
This beer, you said, coming onto the property, trying to get in line, not in line. Old Forester, they dropped their presidential this last weekend as well.
Did you hear anything about that, though? I didn't hear anything about it.
I was at work, so I luckily did get a presidential bourbon. I missed a presidential rye, so I got it online. I didn't hear about anything in person in there as far as craziness or not.
Okay.
The Eagle Rare with the Buffalo Trace thing was wild with that drop.
That was wild.
And then yesterday with Campari with their online thing, trying to get the Russell's 13 luncheon or tasting thing lined up or whatever.
Oh my God.
That was nuts. It was like spots are available, then spots are gone. The spots are available, spots are gone. And there's literally 29 spots, and all of a sudden they're all disappeared.
So wait a minute. Okay. So Wild Turkey has Russell's 13 coming out at a higher proof,
123 and some change.
123 and change. So this email goes out from Wild Turkey that says...
But who does that for them? Is it...
It was some app. It was
Any Road, I think?
Any Road app or
Any
something
Road
like that.
Garbage.
Yeah, that's the app. And they send this email, so it comes through Any Road. And immediately, as soon as it hit my inbox, I clicked the link, and I went there and it said, sorry, there's nothing available. So in our one group text, Kenny and myself and Alves, a couple other people going back and forth, going, oh, what? There's nothing available. Sign up for the waiting list.
The waiting list.
Ooh, the waiting list, right? So we sign up for the waiting list, and you know what the waiting list does? It teases you. It keeps sending you an email when there's a spot available, apparently. And no matter how much you click it, you can't get a spot. I tried a whole bunch, and it told me I lost like maybe 9 times. Kenny, you said you had 20-some?
22.
22
emails?
That, from them saying like a spot's available. One of the emails
I got over half those emails. They're reply back saying the 0 spots available.
0 spots available. it's like it says, Anthony, your turn's available. Like this is 0 spots below, and I'm like, this is great. Jeez. So I had a lot of fun making jokes, but then I was harking back to Reserve Bar and how Russell's uses a Reserve Bar for the releases. I mean, Campari, whoever it is, and that's always a mess, too. You can never get anything, and it always crashes. I mean, I did get lucky one time, and I think I got a 15. So I can't be too negative about that. But, again, online bourbon stuff, terrible.
Do you think they sent those emails out to you, and they like had groupings of people that they just emailed them out, and then someone clicked it before you? And
no idea. It's probably some underprogrammed app that really shouldn't be used in the first place that is just spitting out garbage, So, but, yeah. Maybe that could be a plea that we have for 2025. Bourbon companies, all of you big conglomerates, do better when it comes to in-person and online releases. And again, I do say that, but also say in the same vein that I did not try. And part of the reason I didn't try is because I didn't want to be part of that mess.
Yeah. And then I also learned Saturday with the Old Forester drop.
New knowledge coming in. Breaking news.
So what happens is they send an email out and say I think the email came at 9 o'clock, and they said at 10 o'clock they're going to start the sale.
Right.
But when the email comes out, you can click join the actual queue.
Okay.
So you join a queue, and you're just basically in queue waiting and waiting and waiting. Mm-hmm. And once you get in to the website, you have 5 minutes to check out.
It's pretty quick.
Okay.
And in the email it says, due to limited bottles, blah, 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 you're limited to 1 bottle. And it might say per sale, per transaction. I just read it as 1 bottle. Well, I found out once you're in, you can check out as many times as you can within that 5 minutes. They probably don't want you to, but you can.
Oh.
So that's how people got 3 and 4 bottles of freaking President's Choice.
Oh, my God.
Dang.
So that's also a big screw up on their part.
I was going to let Old Forester slide and Brown Foreman, but nope.
And I forgot to
get better.
I forgot to ask Jason Hill or Nathan, who went to the Four Roses.
Yeah.
I don't know if they scanned licenses or not, but previously they didn't. That's how I was able to change clothes and get multiple bottles of Four Roses. But which 90% of them I drink, unlike
party.
But that's the thing. I mean, you've got people out there, that mainly that's all they do is sell it. So it's like kind of a little annoying if they don't drink it to do that, especially if they can get 4 and 5 and 6 bottles of it. But I mean, I would have loved to get a presidential rye. I mean, it would have been great.
That would have been good. We could have opened it on the podcast. Instead, I'll just sit here and be upset about the flippers, you big jerks.
Yeah, and I cannot get upset at those guys because I do sell plenty of bottles myself. So I have no room to talk.
I was just saying that I had multiple times had typed out and planned different things that I was going to post in local groups, and I actually tied my hands behind my back, bit my tongue, and didn't say anything. So
I'm proud of you.
I felt like I wouldn't accomplish anything. So maybe I'm learning in my old age. What was that, like 4 years ago? I made the resolution to be nicer online. And
it's just slow.
Working on that. Yeah, it's a little slow. Yeah.
Now, the whole Bourbon Dead thing as well.
Yeah.
So
it's been resurrected already.
Think about what's just dropped, though. So Eagle Rare 12, that's a new offering.
Right.
The new Russell's 13 coming out. That'll be the highest proof Russell's or Wild Turkey that they've released ever.
Right.
We have this Star Hill Farm that released not too long ago. That's a new offering. It's a wheat whiskey of theirs. Mm-hmm. You've got the Chocolate Whisper Redux, 139.4 proof. So a lot of the stuff that is keeping things going are these newer and different releases.
Right.
So what's dead is just the plain Jane, run-of-the-mill, average bottles, I guess. But then also you have all these distilleries. Like I said, you go and walk into a liquor bar and Total Wine, there's 250, 300 bottles of stuff that you literally could care less about.
That's true.
I mean, because there's no telling who makes it. Just it has a different label on it. It's 90 proof, 100 proof. Who knows where it's at.
Especially at the Total Wine brand.
Yeah.
That just fills the shelves.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. The one that we did a while back, I can't remember what the name of that bottle was.
It was Mr. and Mrs., wasn't it?
No, I'm trying to remember what it was called. Yeah,
I don't think Bourbon's dead.
But
Bourbon's not dead. But
I don't think so either. You, Steven?
No.
And
especially as a connoisseur or as a consumer of bourbon, it's going to get better potentially because you're going to now start seeing more hyper-aged, maturated products.
Yeah.
Versus everything being young. So we're going to get back to drinking. 12-year will be the norm versus 6 to 8 years.
Finally, all this,
that kind of stuff.
All those rick houses are going to come.
So
To mature finally.
That's true.
I'm ready
Age
for
of
it.
ultra premium. Maybe at 12-year can be a daily drinker now.
Maybe.
There you go.
Well, if that Eagle Rare 12 becomes more shelf available, 12-year, $50, that might be the new starter instead of 1910. Never know.
Don't tease me.
Yeah, right. The tater over here is ready to be,
tatered,
buttered spud, hot buttered spud. There you go. All right.
And do we have any reviews this week, sirs?
We actually have a really extra special review going out of order here a little bit, but I had to do this. So recently, my wife told me that family members in India, so it's technically my uncle by marriage, right? That they're, getting a little bit into bourbon. And I was like, wow, really? And so she gives me, we call him Vicky Mamu, but Vikram. She gives me his number. And I message him and I'm like, hey, let's talk some bourbon. So we're going back and forth a whole bit. And he tells me, he's had Woodford and Maker's Mark and other things like that. And he's got a small group of friends tasting and all this other stuff. And so we've been going back and forth quite a bit. And I noticed when I was looking at the podcast rankings just yesterday that we are now charting in India. So in the food category for Apple Podcasts. So I immediately messaged Vicky Mamu, was like, hey, I was like, thank you so much. And he's like, no, I've been listening and I've also been sharing with friends. And so we now have some listeners in India all the way across the globe. And we just wanted to say namaste and welcome to the Indian audience. And so we hope you stay with us. And that's just ultra cool. So I got to figure out a way now. I got to figure out a way now to get some samples over there.
Is that right?
That's right on brand for what we do here on the podcast.
There we go.
Do you know what they switched from drinking? Or came from?
Scotch is really big in India. And so I haven't got deep into, I actually owe him a list of things that I'm hoping that maybe they can get there. So I got to do a little research and see like what's available in India first before I start making some recommendations. But what I really want to do.
Jim Beam's available.
Yeah, Jim Beam, just regular white label, right? But I'm not sure what other products have made their way over there. So we're going to hopefully get back and forth a little bit and figure that out so I can give them some recommendations. But I really need to get a sample box over there. I'm comfortable shipping one across the country, but not shipping it, but I'm comfortable courier pigeoning one across the country. But selling across the world, I'm not sure.
I'll be curious to see what the store shelves look like. Like have them take pictures.
Send pictures, right? That'd be good. Yeah. But we
had some Indian whiskey.
That was the Amrit finish, wasn't it?
Oh, is that what that was? That's what it was.
That's
the
what it was.
Amrit was there. Okay. Because I was racking my brain trying to figure out, because I knew there was something having an Indian's eye we had before.
Yeah, that was the who did that? That was Bardstown.
Bardstown.
Right? Bardstown collaboration. So,
Amrit.
Yep. So all good. Well, thank you for listening across the globe. We appreciate that, and we are hoping that we can maybe engage with that segment of the audience a little bit too. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if you would like a shout out, just leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and next time we record, we'll give you a shout out. And don't forget YouTube.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of comments on YouTube, a lot of views. We'll hopefully be putting some video content out sometime soon in the future. I know we've been teasing it a lot, but I think we're getting to the point where we can probably do some of that stuff. It's getting closer.
We do need, if you can, just go onto YouTube and just click the subscribe button, though. That would help out a lot.
Right.
But yeah, I've got an intro for videos now done.
Yeah.
So intro's done, and I'm going to start working on lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So coming along.
I hate a whiskey tube podcast that isn't well lit. There's some crazy stuff going on in that space, man.
Yeah.
But
there's some good looking stuff. Like,
yeah,
if you look at some of those productions, I'm like, man, it looks like Hollywood style production.
But it does. You want good lighting. You don't want bad audio. You want good lighting, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Wait till you see my face. I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh.
I've ordered us all masks to wear.
There you go.
Zipper masks.
All right.
So, gentlemen, for this week is really exciting because every time we seem to do one of these bottles, I am always not here.
This is true.
This is true. And I always hate it.
Steve, you're like an original brand ambassador. You've been on that list longer than any of us have. And here you are.
And here I am. So, without further ado, tonight we have a bottle of the Star Hill Farms American Wheat Whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Shaka Ka.
So the Star Hill Farm American Wheat Whiskey is brought to us by the Maker's Mark Distillery in Loretto, Kentucky, which is part of BM Suntory. The ABV on this guy is 57.35. The proof is 114.7. The age is 7 to 8 years old. It's worth noting that on the bottle it says that this whiskey was mashed, barreled and everything back in fall of 16 and 17. The mash bill is 51% soft red winter wheat, 27% soft red winter wheat malted, and then 22% malted barley. So we're looking at a high soft red winter wheat content and a malted barley backbone. The MSRP on this is $100, but secondary hasn't been much more on that. Has it been, Kenny? I mean, I've been looking, but I thought it was like between $150 and $175.
I thought they were still around $200.
Oh, they are?
Maybe they're not. Maybe it's not.
I think local maybe got a little soft on them because they started to show up locally, and I think that they. But I mean, it's double or less, but yeah. So it's a brand new offering though from Maker's Mark, and pretty significant stuff here. So bottle.
Is that the right man? I thought it was a higher wheat. Oh, once you add the winter wheat and the malted winter wheat together, that's where you get up to 78%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a difference. Okay, so it's winter wheat and then malted winter wheat, so it's still a 78% wheat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's high wheat.
Okay, yep. Okay. That's where. Okay.
Yeah, and another thing is when I was reading the press releases on this before actually we had the bottle in our possession, a lot of people were saying 70-30, so I think that was just the percentages. What it is there's two different mash bills I think that they're blending together for this. So that's how you get the percentages that you do.
Yep.
Yep.
There's actually two different mash bills that they did. So one is soft red winter wheat and malted barley, and another is 100% malted wheat.
That's what it is.
So that's, because I knew there was something really high in there.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's 100% malted wheat one combined with the other one together. So that's how they got there. Yep. Okay.
So what's the first thing you notice about that Mr. Maker's Mark connoisseur, Stephen DiLucia?
Oh, well, it's a different bottle
than
what we've seen.
Absolutely.
And this amazing, I don't know if it's a bone cork.
Right.
It's limestone, right?
Is it limestone?
Is that limestone?
That would make
was
sense if it's limestone.
I thought it was limestone.
Yeah.
Limestone?
To go with the water.
It does look like a bone, though. You're right. Like a human bone. And then, and the most noticeable thing is,
well, I mean, to me,
it's a quiz show. I'm asking you. Go ahead, please.
You're on the spot, bro.
Please go ahead.
to me, is the wavy glass.
That's definitely a new thing.
It reminds me of like 1800s glass when it wasn't perfect.
Yeah,
and it has this like distorted, wavy, like nature to it.
Right.
And that's what this bottle kind of reminds me of.
It does. To me, it reminds me of, High West has bottles that look like that, where they're hammered out like that almost. Do you remember the tall, like wine-looking High West bottles? I think we reviewed one of those. It kind of has that look to it as well.
And one other question is,
sure,
I don't remember what the cellar proof was, but I know the cask strength proofs are always around 109, 110.
Right.
So this being at 114, is this one of their higher offerings?
I was thinking about that. They've been doing a lot lately where they come in around 114.
Okay.
I think the last, you weren't here for that one, the last wood finishing release that we did, which was, that Keeper, I think it was? Yeah, I think Keeper was the last wood finishing, and I think that was 114 on a dot. So, yeah, they've been teasing a little bit more, and I think Cellar's close and proof too.
Okay, they've been inching up.
Yeah, I don't think they put anything out above 120. But one more thing. One more thing. It's right in front of you. It's right on the top. There's no what?
Oh, wait. Was it always, I don't know, was it always 8 instead of 7 instead of 8?
No, that's their insignia.
Yeah.
No, that is a change too, Anthony.
Oh, it is? Oh, there you go. He got
that will
it.
signify the latest Samuel.
Oh, there you go. So you got the detail. I did not. So, yes.
I mean, the label's different, obviously.
Point for you. Label's different. It doesn't actually say Maker's Mark.
No offense, but you're missing the absolute biggest thing in the freaking world.
I just got to wait. It's coming up.
I got it.
You got it. What is
it? There's no wax on the bottom.
High five. No wax. I was teeing that one up for you. I'm wondering how long it was going to take you, but I'm glad you got it. But you got me on the other thing, the insignia. And then they don't it doesn't say Maker's Mark on it. It just says locally grown nature as the maker. But it doesn't say like Maker's Mark Star Hill Farm. They really wanted to showcase Star Hill Farm whiskey. So I think that's the other reason you don't put red wax on it, right? Because it's not a Maker's Mark product.
Probably.
I mean, it is.
It doesn't say Maker's Mark, though.
Well, I guess they have this white, if it's limestone tops. I mean, maybe that's their thing they're going for now.
That might be with this series, because this is going to be an annual release now. This is supposed to be an annual release. It's supposed to showcase the earth and the grain and all of it being produced right there on site. Mm-hmm. That's the big sell to this series. It's almost like they did a better job of Heaven Hill grain to glass.
Oh, wait. I hope so.
No offense. Well, yeah, we haven't tasted it yet, but yeah. But no, that's really good. But it's a really unique bottle. I like the way it looks. And we have some information on the release, but I think before we even do that, I want Kenny to just sort of tee up what happened here and how you set this up for us, because you are the master of this type of stuff. And I had someone texting me today that said, it was Sanch actually texted and said, have you guys tasted it yet? I said, nope, we're doing it tonight. And knowing Kenny, he's probably got a trick up his sleeve.
Well, so we all have a lot of whiskey tubers that we might follow, and I like watching a lot of that stuff too.
Right.
I've made a lot of friends that do that stuff, and it's not that their reviews are not honest, but their reviews are not unbiased. And that's, if you notice, even on our regular episodes, going back even a year ago or so, I kind of pushed every so often for us not to drink something until it's in a blind. Because when you drink something, you do have that bias. Like, I want to like it or I don't want to like it.
Right.
This is $70. This is $150. I want to be for it. I want to be against it. So starting a while back, for me personally, if I'm getting something new that I am really wanting to compare, and whether that's to compare to, say, should I pay secondary for something because I have no shot of getting it at retail? Should I buy 10 of them instead of one of them? Is it that good? That kind of thing.
Right.
I don't drink something by itself. I pour it into a blind flight because that is the only way to truly take the bias out of it.
Right.
So, like I said, not that a lot of our other favorite whiskey tubers are not being honest. They're being very honest, but it is a biased thing. That's why double blinds are absolutely insane. So if I just poured you something, you have no idea what it is. You pour me something, I have no idea what it is. That's where you get the most truest, honest, as a double blind.
Right.
Or our best of blinds is pretty doggone close to double blind.
Yeah.
Last year we had 66 bottles on the table, and we're only pulling 5 at a time.
Yeah, it's too many.
That's pretty doggone close to double blind.
Yeah.
So what we did tonight was we poured the Star Hill Farms new wheat whiskey.
Yep.
We poured 2023 Maker's Cellar, and then we poured FAO2.
Which is the very
FAO2
that's one of the better of the wood finishing series.
That's my favorite.
Third release, I think, in that series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say it's my favorite, but honestly, I've not ever compared that side by side with that RC6.
Yeah, RC6 was first. SCPR 56728509 was second, and then FAO2.
These are Star Wars characters.
FAO1 and then
FAO2.
FAO2. Yeah, Star Wars characters. Or C3PO.
That's next.
They could probably make a
Darth
ton
Vader.
of money. Wait a minute.
New release every May 4th, right?
There's an update on Darth Vader, actually. Darth Vader was out on Father's Day buying all the bottles and selling them still in certain groups. So Darth Vader is
that's wild, man.
Yeah, Darth Vader's
wild story to follow if you're local, especially, or if you're in some of the natty groups that are kind of regulars in that group.
Yeah, it was like full on crotch shots with bottles in them.
Selling.
It's crazy, man.
Just released today. Price drop. Might have done this, might have done that, might not have. Okay, whatever. Go back to the dark side.
So when we're in nose and taste, and we do not know which one is the Star Hill Farm. Once we get our order, pick first place, second place, third place, do our reveal. Then we can go back into more of nuances and tasting notes, because there's no reason to give you three necessary. I mean, unless you want to. I don't think there's any reason to give 3 nosing and tasting notes on 3 different bottles when
Nope. We'll just have to maybe comment on the Star Hill,
and it might be a way that Anthony edits this as well. We'll see. Whether it pops up all in order or not.
I'm not going to edit anything,
but I'm excited for this. Just
watch your mouth.
Because I've heard, I had several people that are, like I said, people I trust, people that are big into whiskey like we are, say that this is better than Cellar. And I've had other people say Cellar absolutely crushes this.
Yeah.
So again, like every other topic, there is going to be 2 complete opposite, viewpoints.
Right. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because, again, I don't typically do what you do. I do it occasionally, but I do it more on the podcast than anything. I do like to run the blinds back sometimes at home. It's fun.
And I do say, I don't just blind all the time. Honestly, I hardly ever blind anymore other than stuff like this.
Right.
I used to that's all I do is blind. But so we do just literally hang out and we'll just pour whiskey and sip and have a good time and laugh and, all the fun stuff,
Right.
But to me, when you're trying to figure out, should I pay secondary for something? Should I go wait in line for something? I mean, it's good to know what it tastes like,
Right.
Without any bias.
Right. I love sometimes when we used to come down here and have battle royales where people would challenge each other and just pick a random bottle off the shelf. You had to tell, what you thought of it. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things that happen.
That'd be pretty cool to do on video.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what they do. I was enjoying watching Matt Madness a little bit. So the Bourbon Junkies and Cam and all those guys, that's what they do, man. It's pretty fun.
That was ADHD whiskey.
Yeah.
I think the guy, what's that guy? Weirdo. What's Bill's name? Bourbon Bill?
Dude.
I think Bourbon Bill's going to give Matt a run for his money. I'm kidding. I love Matt. He's a good guy, but Bourbon Bill is way interesting.
Bourbon Bill is a different fellow.
Yeah, had to mention Bourbon Bill.
Now, your all's orders are the same. I will give you that little hint. Usually I don't even tell you that. But your all's orders are the same. I don't want you crying about that. So, let you know up front.
You don't want us crying about it. Real quickly, I mean, I could just say all these noses are really nice. I definitely have one I like better than the others so far. But I just wanted to quickly mention to you guys while you're starting to nose that a lot of people are asking, why did makers do this now? And what's the point? Like, why did they bring out a product line that's completely different from anything they've ever done? And it really is the showcasing of what they can do out there at Star Hill Farm. And they're talking about regenerative farming practices. So each year they're going to explore the flavors that the soil, wheat, water, and wood impart in the quality ingredients that they're expertly blending, aging, and so forth. And so that's what this mash bill is about. No corn. Like as Kenny already mentioned, 70, 30, and 100% malted winter, soft red winter wheat. So it's really something that they've never done before. And I did give you guys a little bit of the master distiller tasting notes, but since we're doing a blind, it doesn't matter. But the master distiller says the nose has buttery caramel, golden raisins, gingerbread, and on the palate you'll find a soft, bright mix of honeyed toffee, chocolate-covered cherries, and a hint of apple pie spice, which is just about everything I like in bourbon there. So if it tastes anything like that, it's going to be hard to knock off. But they say finish is smooth and inviting with toasted pecans, soft cinnamon, which I would expect with a highly wheated whiskey, and bringing it all together. So that's just a little bit about, this whiskey.
Those are nice notes.
They are.
Yep.
See if we get any of those.
We did talk about it with the cellar episode.
Yeah.
And we went and did the tour down there. Mm-hmm. And we got to taste the 12-year-old product that only lived its whole 12 years in the regular rick house.
You love that. You can't get away from that.
Well, but what I was going to say, hopefully this tastes great. We'll see if it does. But the other stuff will literally can change the industry and shake it up.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about Maker's Mark, who's never carried any kind of pricing points, even remotely close to BT. They are known for their wheaters, right?
Right.
The stuff I tasted that was straight the whole 12 years, that is 1,000% BTAC caliber or better. I liked it better than any William LaRue I've had that's been like a 2016 and newer William LaRue. I'm telling you, no joke. Like, so if Makers does, which remember, we even said in that episode, I said call it Star Hill Farms. I said, come out with that.
You did. You did.
And I said, call it Star Hill Farms. Well, they came out with something else called Star Hill Farms instead.
Are you undercover?
But I'm just saying they could literally change that. They could just shake up the industry, man, if they put that kind of stuff out.
Right.
So this could be the lead into that because now they have a different label finally other than the quote unquote Maker's Mark.
Okay. Following the intro to the episode, how much have they expanded over with rick houses and
No, I have no idea if they've expanded. I was
just going to go if they've expanded, and you said they didn't care about price, so maybe they can just dump a whole bunch of like high age stuff on the market.
Yeah, I mean they could, but the interesting thing is they're always looking for a product that's very consistent for their their regular makers, and so. Gosh, Kenny, if you're thinking about expanding, and Steven, if they've increased production at all, if they've done any of that stuff, what I would really like to see, not just a BTAC caliber 12-year release, I want to see a 90-proof 12-year-old makers to take on Weller 12. That would be good. I'd love to see that.
I promise you, it was amazing. So yes, they could literally change the industry. I pay $1,000 for a bottle of that right now.
$1,000? $1,000
for the barrel proof stuff.
There you go.
Gee. So is that good?
Makers, we need a barrel of the high age stuff for the Mashup podcast for a pick if you're listening. Yeah, nobody in America can get it, but maybe the Mashup podcast can. What nose do you like the best, bud? Since ours are the same order.
Well, right off the bat, the left one stood out.
Okay.
But I've been nosing them a lot more.
Yeah.
I feel like the right one's a little different profile than the other ones.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're right since we have the same glasses. I would have went like further left was like potentially a little bit of that caramel and fall spice.
Yeah.
Middle one was to me like brown sugarish bomb, like just really like a lot of sweet, dark sweets.
Yeah, right.
On the nose anyway. And then the one on the far right, what you said you described as off profile, what are you getting from it? I mean, I think it's a little more ethanol forward.
It is. I'm just trying to like get through that right now.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to laugh, but to me, what I'm getting on the farthest to the right is more oak quality. And so I think it's a mixture of but I feel like it's more
oaky, chocolatey,
and oaky, yeah. So since Kenny is not at the table right now and he's up roaming around, I'm going to do something that he absolutely hates, and he won't even know it's part of the episode until it comes out. If I was to guess right now,
right,
without knowing what's in our glasses, I would say Star Hill number 1, Cellar number 2, and wood finishing number 3. But that's just a guess. And remember, you can't let that cloud your judgment as you move forward. But that's me guessing.
I had a little bit different
just based on the nose. Okay, so perfect.
So what you said is not going to really
mess with you. Okay.
Well, should we go for our first taste?
Yeah, absolutely. Dang. This is going to be extremely difficult.
Very hard.
Very, very good. Not very, very cheap.
Ooh, that middle one.
Oh, man.
You got this darkness.
Oh, darkness.
Imprisoning me. All that I see. That's a little horror.
Can I get a Dave Mustaine shout out there for your Metallica reference?
Tell you what, dude.
Dave is really hating on Metallica again.
My brain, man. It's
there you go.
It's all over the place.
There you go. See,
it's like Shannon's playlist, dude.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've been here hanging out.
Oh yeah.
The music, it's everything.
Got like Foreigner playing, and then you have like some late 2000s rap song.
And then it goes over to church music.
Yeah. So my nose is actually dialed in tonight, and it's dialed in so much that when we first got here, we set up the equipment. I'm like standing here. I'm not anywhere near Kenny's coffee mug, and I'm going, "What does that smell?" I'm like, "Were you like cooking something?"
I said I farted.
Unicorn.
He just kept looking at me in classic Kenny fashion, going, "Nope, no," and I'm like. But it smells like something charred. I said in sweet, almost like I was like, "Did your wife bake cookies?" Like something like that. And he finally's like, "No, it's the creamer and the coffee on the table."
I'm actually out of my own creamer, so I'd use her creamer. It's like a caramelly, a different kind of a creamer.
Well, I could smell that, even not even being close to it. And so, I think finally I'm past the allergies.
My truck hasn't been yellow for a few weeks.
I know,
so
right?
I think that might help.
God, I feel like I was in extended allergy mode for a while. So, but I actually think that the noses are lining up with the palates on these like very, very well.
Especially the middle one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the left one, too.
Yep. Still not liking the right glass. And when I say not liking it, I mean it's good whiskey, not liking as much as the others.
Yeah, the other two just have like, the middle one has that, it's really like, like a dark fruit.
Right.
It's really, it's like bold with that.
Right. So while you're tasting, because I know our listening audience loves this, you guys love to hear the sound of my voice, and I got to plug the esteemed institution here. So the University of Kentucky, the esteemed university, has a program called the EWA, or State Whiskey Alliance Program. This program authenticates estate whiskeys with a globally recognized certification mark to be used on qualifying products. It says estate whiskey certified. Can you hand me that bottle, Sarah? Does it say it on that bottle? Let's see here. It does. It says estate whiskey certified right on the back. You see a little house looking thing?
Little logo.
Yeah. And so this program started by the esteemed institution says that these products will have the following characteristics. All production processes, including milling, cooking, fermentation, distillation, barreling, aging, and bottling, occur on the estate distillery or the distillery where they're produced. At least 2/3 of all mash bill grains are grown on estate-owned or controlled land. So this is basically, like I said at the beginning when I was joking, I'm going to laugh now if Heaven Hill Grain to Glass actually has the EWA certification, but I thought it was a pretty nice thing. In the press release I saw about this, Frey Ranch was mentioned as well. They participate and have Estate Whiskey Alliance certified. So does that even make any difference to you guys? You care at all?
Well, it's almost like a Kentucky Proud, but for the liquor.
Right. It's almost, it's like a global thing that you can put your mark on there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, the institution may make some money off it, but it's it's a not-for-profit institution. But I just wondered if that anything you care about, Kenny or Steven? Do you care about it?
I guess for the bourbon and like the liquid,
right.
I guess you know how we get some mash bills where we'll have like Pennsylvania.
Right. And they'll tell you that at the distillery. They'll be like, we get 90% of our rye from this.
But I guess just looking at the logo. You kind of know that right off the bat.
Right.
Without any research.
Yeah. And is that important? Would it make you want to buy a whiskey over another or not?
I want to be completely honest with you right now.
Yeah.
I was messaging Myron and didn't hear a word you said.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So what'd you say?
I just wondered if this Estate Whiskey Alliance thing that is a mark. You see it on the back right there? It's this little tiny mark that says Estate Whiskey Alliance certified.
All right. I saw something in the news about Estate.
That's
a bunch of places are doing Estate.
Yeah, but that's a UK thing. That's what I talked about at the beginning.
Okay.
And where we were at in the conversation, sir,
Sorry, big dog.
since you were messaging Myron, I was saying, does that matter to you? I went through the process and talked about it.
For me, no.
No, it doesn't matter to you?
No.
I mean, I think it kind of matters, but I mean, it depends. It depends on what you're after. But I think it's a cool value-added thing, right? Yeah. I think it's cool to be able to have that certification.
What's it supposed to mean, though?
I went through it, but
that's what I'm saying. I didn't hear a word you said. You got to repeat it.
All processes, including milling, cooking, fermentation, distillation, barreling, aging, and bottling, occur at the distillery. And 2/3 of all mash bill grains are grown on the estate-owned or controlled land.
So all right. So based on that, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Based on that, so it will not stop me. It will not make me buy something or stop me from buying something. Really, how it tastes is what's going to do that. Right. But I think it's actually that's actually a cool thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I was not paying attention.
No, that's okay. We'll just catch you up once in a while.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
Try
already. So you guys have been tasting. Anything jump off at you or not?
I think I have a clear third. So now I'm going back. I'm going between first and second.
Since I know what yours are and I have a picture of it to make sure that I didn't cheat anything, what's your clear third that you think?
That's what I think.
Okay, never mind.
Thanks.
Never mind. Kenny, one more sip. I'm going to start calling you One More Sip Mills. That's it. Got to have one more sip.
One more sip, Lenny.
One more sip, Lenny. One more sip. I'm trying to see if there's anything funny there. I'll get you a box of Reese Puffs. She had her first triple-double. I know you're probably not happy about that.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her for that.
There you go. On hell.
Now, did you see what she did? She's smart.
No, I didn't see.
I think she has smart people around her. I'm not going to say she's smart. I'm not going to say she's dumb either, but she has smart people around her.
Okay.
She filed a patent.
Really?
For Me Bound.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Oh, man, that's very intelligent.
Very smart, dude.
Very smart.
Incredibly smart. So any kind of T-shirts, any kind of whatever that says Me Bounds, boom, she gets it.
Bro, that's actually
very smart.
So we can't make fun of
smart, Ms.
we
Reese.
Can't make fun of her anymore. I mean, we did in fun though, not like we actually had to think,
I make fun. I'm just like it's all in fun, dude. Oh, speaking of,
I cannot get over how much I like
the Fever are playing tonight. I'm going to turn the game on.
Oh, they are? Indiana? Caitlin Clark?
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a bet in? I got to go on my betting app and bet. The update on the betting app is that I'm down $35 since I started.
Holy smoke.
I know.
Negative?
Negative $35.
So you added more money in or no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I had another $25.
Now, you said you were not going to do that. I have the text message to prove that.
I know, and I did. I added another 25.
Kenny,
I have the
this is how it starts.
Yep.
We need intervention.
Slippery slope.
I mean, $50 is a lot of money. To just
disappointing
intervention.
Uh-oh, okay. All right. You guys caught me, but I admitted it, so you didn't really catch me. I just owned it. Woo! Woo-hoo! So as we're finishing tasting here, because I think I have my clear first, second, third, but I'm going to keep continuing to taste here. We talked about makers, their expansion, everything else. I remember when I got here in 2011, I think maybe I had a regular bottles of makers. I remember when I started to see the cask expressions of like 46 and stuff like that and other variations, and I was like, oh, that stuff's interesting, right? Single barrel program, that kind of stuff, staves, the whole bit. But if you look at where they're at now versus what they were as a legacy brand, Maker's Mark was two things. It was a regular Maker's Mark, and it was commemorative bottles, collectibles. That's what it was.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole mess else there to anything besides variations in proof, variations in age.
And labels.
Yeah. That's it. And now, modern day, man, they are like, I think you said and Kenny said earlier on, was like they're in a position where they can actually not threaten the other distilleries. They're a juggernaut, right? They're huge.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like in terms of the way that people look at limited releases and everything. I mean, I still maintain to this day one of the best Makers single barrel with the stave finishes I ever had was American's one. I mean, that was outstanding. I wish I could get a bottle of that. I have to see if I can find out if anybody still has one of those. But yeah, so I think they got a lot of great stuff going on with their products. and I think their ceiling's still incredibly high. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't even think they've done what they could do, considering how much people like weeded whiskey. Right.
It's like throughout the years, it's like they stayed in their lane,
Right.
and they didn't vary from it. You know.
Right. Yep.
And now they're starting to, put out some new stuff, change it up a little bit.
I think they're really hitting their stride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly.
I'm telling you, if y'all would have tasted, and I keep going back to it, if you would have tasted that, you would have seen what I'm talking about.
I think we're gonna have to show up
I would
on property and demand to taste
I would
it.
drink that over GTS or William LaRue all day long.
All right, so what's their work outfit like? Can we just do that? Walk in there.
Now, I've seen some videos. If you carry a ladder, people usually let you in places.
Ooh, ladder.
You've seen the videos, right? They got
Carry
into
the ladder.
museums, they got into movie theaters, just carrying a ladder.
Nice.
Like their official working or
Right.
something.
That's cool.
You can have your name badge, Lenny.
Lene. That's a good theme for this episode. We're just gonna call it Lenny. We're not gonna call it Maker's Mark.
Lenny with an I or a Y?
I always spell it LENNY or AY. Like really, when
AY?
when I'm really upset, I'm Lenny.
Like Kenny?
Come on, Lenny. Come on, dude. What are you doing, Lenny? Yeah.
So did you know that I do, I'm not going to say I go by, because I don't go by at all, but I use the name Larry a lot.
Really? Yeah. Why is that?
Why?
Give me 1 second. Let me finish this sip and I'll tell you.
Okay, well, while you're finishing that sip, I have to say this. I have a really good friend, Seth Scala. He's been a buddy of mine for a long time, and Seth oftentimes uses the two names, Marty and Larry, for everything. He'd be like, "What are you doing, Marty?" to his wife, or "What are you doing, Larry?" to me. Like, he'll do it all the time. Like, it's just a thing that he does. And I've always appreciated it. He also has many other funny sayings. He's one of the funniest people I know. And he also does occasionally listen to our podcast from time to time. So I have to ping him and tell him, you really got to listen to this episode because Ken A busted out the Larry reference.
All right.
That's a very, very strong thing in my opinion.
Well, so at work, it goes back to work.
Oh, yeah.
We had this guy, his name was Charlie Guess. And he was not right in the head a little bit, you know. He just wasn't. I learned and found out he got hit by a Lextran bus when he was younger.
I was not laughing. Sorry.
So, he's not all right.
I take my laugh back.
I think he passed away, R.I.P. But
oh God, I'm really taking my laugh back now.
Yeah, but
no, sorry.
But he'd always call in, like called him a bunch of times, and it's one of those things like he didn't buy things from people. He just called in wanting stuff.
Right.
And so actually, I sold him something. I sell stuff. That's what I do. But I sold him like an under-counter fridge, sold him a fridge for his house and stuff. But he would literally call 4 times a day.
Oh, man.
And he'd do that for 3 or 4 days in a row. Then we wouldn't hear from him for 2 weeks. And he'd always call in wanting to know if we had a refrigerator with a Pepsi dispenser or a refrigerator with a Mountain Dew dispenser. And he'd call in just wanting And so
that's awesome.
We just played along with him. And he knew my name was Kenny, but he always called in, "Is Larry there?" And then well, there's no Larry that works here. He'd laugh and he said, "I mean Kenny." So he did it on purpose to mess with him.
All
so
right.
Larry stuck. So now I still use Larry because say we have, somebody calls in and you can tell they're crazy.
All right.
Or they're angry or irate. And it's not my customer, so I have nothing to do with it. I did nothing wrong.
Right.
Well, if they get your name, all of a sudden you're tied into that deal.
Yeah, you're the guy.
So although the salesman sold them the wrong size thing and it doesn't fit, and now they're mad. And
My oven's burning down my house,
and that
Larry.
And that salesman is off today, and they're trying to get a hold of whatever, say, well, let me get your name and number, and I'll give one of the managers, and what's your name? Larry. I'm not giving you my name because then I get tied in to get in trouble when it wasn't me.
Right.
So,
can you mix Marty in there
so
too?
I go by Larry, and that's Larry's natural thing.
Okay, put Marty in there too for me.
So what's funny is one of my coworkers used Larry the other day as well.
Oh, no way.
Because he didn't want to talk to the guy because the guy was crazy. Well, the guy ended up coming into the store and he asked for Larry.
Oh, no.
Did you get roped into that?
No. So what happened, I was off that day. So they knew it was him. So he was like, oh, that's me. And his name's Justin. But his initials are JLT. So I had to tell the guy, well, my actual middle name's Larry. So
there you go.
No.
There you go. Good bailout.
So horrible.
That's funny. Do I know your middle name? Do you have a middle name, Steven?
Yeah, you should know it.
What is it? How do I not remember this?
You know it.
I don't know it. I'm having a blank here.
Anthony, you'll figure it out.
Is it really Anthony?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Did I know that?
Sure.
I don't think I did. Do you have a middle name, Kenny?
Ray.
Ray?
Kenny Ray, baby.
Are you serious? I didn't know
They
that.
call me Ray Ray.
Nice.
From back in the day.
And
So
mine is
Lenny and Ray Ray.
Lenny, Ray, and you're Anthony, and
Yeah.
I'm Michael. So, yeah, that's my middle name. I didn't remember that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Steven.
It's fine.
I have my order, but my first and second is like neck and neck.
Yeah.
And I could about go any way.
Right. Me too.
I think I'm similar.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, if possible,
Yep.
do you know my order?
I do.
I'm going to step outside real quick. I need a splash, not much, of my far left and my far right glass, just a splash.
Okay.
And I'm going to one hit each one of those and make a decision.
Okay. Sounds good. I wonder if I'm feeling the same way, though, because we really don't know what these are. So,
And I have not nosed it at all. It's funny going into it. I thought it was going to be. We're ready.
we're ready. Yep.
Ready, Meals. Ray Lenny.
Ready. Ray. Get over here, Ray. Oh,
right.
goodness.
All right, so I'm going to one hit this real quick.
One hit. One hit.
Is that what they call you back in the day?
I was laughing at the kids in
Luckily, I
class.
did not take a drink yet.
Holy cow.
Eat it one time.
It's all it needs.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, I don't know why this is so tough, man.
Well, that's good.
It's tough.
I don't know why.
Two products
stuff, yeah.
close. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did grab a Star Hill locally at a liquor store, and I think it was $99.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
That's good.
That's
So,
MSRP.
yeah.
99. I said $100, but it's $99.99.
Yeah, but no,
That's 100.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. The penny. We're gonna do it with the penny.
You got tax.
Yeah. You got tax. 6%.
There you go.
If you're in Lexington, 9,000% if you're in Nicholasville or Georgetown.
Tell them about it.
Like, hey, $17 extra for your bottle. You're like, wait, what? Am I in New York City? No, you're in Georgetown, Kentucky. Oh, okay, great.
So we bought that Country Boy key lime pie
Oh yeah,
finally.
yeah.
So the 6-pack I think was $12, and we were in Nicholasville.
Oh, so it was
That 6-pack was brutal.
It was like $35.
All right, I got my order.
Okay, there you go.
Who wants to go first? It'd be you two or me.
I'll go first.
All right, Steven, get
If
this
you go
kicked
first,
off.
that means you go second because y'all's
Okay.
order's the same.
All right, sounds good.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Let me grab the picture. I did take a picture.
Oh, good.
Okay.
My order
All right.
is from left to right.
Wait a minute. So you like the?
I like
So
the
your
left
first,
one.
second, third is literally first, second, third.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
What about you,
You know what's hilarious?
Anthony Michael?
Anthony Michael thought that it was going to be number 2 was going to be number 1,
Mm-hmm.
but instead I'm actually joining Steven, going 1, 2, 3 straight down the line.
you
That's
go.
how I feel. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Wowee.
All right. So you're all's first place. Star Hill Wheat Whiskey.
Let's go.
And that was not coordinated. That was just, that happened. That was not planned.
What's number 2? Good job, buddy.
Number 2 is Cellar.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And number 3 is FAO2.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow. It had that much of an off profile.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I
have your picture in tow here. I'm going to pull it up.
all right, I'm going to take another sip because
That was so funny.
That excites me.
Because I switched just at the last minute because I really do like the cellar. Like the cellar, the darkness, the dankness of it. I was like, man.
I know I wasn't on those episodes.
That
The
is
Cellar.
good.
Yeah.
You were. Yeah, that's the thing. You've never been on.
Yeah.
But the last sip that I had of each glass, this was just brighter. It was more. I don't know. It just had like
The nosing
more,
and
yeah.
the flavors were better.
Both dynamic whiskeys.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I thought that the right glass was clear third. Even
Yeah.
though I appreciate what it was. Yeah.
Well, in the beginning though, it had me a little worried because it was off profile.
Yeah.
And this was like a different mash bill,
Yeah.
and I was like, uh oh.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't know what I even said earlier, if I guessed that correctly or not. But if I did, that'd be great if I guessed it off the nose because I don't remember what I said.
I don't remember either.
You know what
I don't
That's
either.
good. We can't remember what we said 15 minutes ago. Happy podcast.
Yeah.
all right,
Okay.
I'm going to lean my far left glass just by a hair first place.
Okay.
My far right glass is second place.
Okay.
And my center glass is third place.
Oh, are you ready, Kenny, for this reveal?
I'm ready.
Okay.
What
And
was first
here
place?
We go. I'm showing it to him. I'm not even narrating what it is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. So you guys ready to hear what Kenny did?
Oh my gosh.
So Kenny's first place was FAEO2.
I'm telling you, it's fire, bro.
Funny. He loves it. Second place was Maker's Cellar.
And my last
third
was
place
Star Hill.
was Star Hill. But here's the
Wow.
thing, Kenny. While we're saying this, do you dislike any of these whiskeys? Because I don't dislike
no,
I dislike
not at all.
0 of them. Yeah,
But
they're
I
all
will
great.
tell you, now Cellar, I've not looked recently.
Right.
Cellar hasn't even been like listed in the secondary markets much lately.
It hasn't. Well, the 24 has,
Were
but
they
not the 23.
300, 250, 400 secondary? I forgot now.
They were.
I literally have forgot.
They pushed 450 at one point.
But I mean, like currently, are they?
The current, so 24 sells for less than 23, and 23 still carries, I think, 350-ish,
Okay.
350.
So based on that, I would definitely get the Star Hill over Cellar based on dollars.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm actually going to pour myself a little more Star
I am
Hill
too.
right now.
No, yeah, pour a little bit. Oh, huge thing. Like
Yes.
this is like huge.
Okay.
So I just got my Star Hill. I lucked into it 2 days ago.
Okay.
Prior to that, a great podcast listener, a fellow Bourbon KSD guy, a fellow P-Rats customer, Scott Downing. This is Scott's bottle.
Oh, that's Scott's.
Oh, thank you, Scott.
Very
Scott
good.
dropped this off for us to use for
Thank
the
you,
episode.
Scott. Oh, man.
So Scott, thank you so much.
Yeah.
My nose.
Now, if you look at there, it says Rob Samuels,
Mm-hmm.
and there's that extra one on there. So that's what Steven picked up
That was good. That was
because
astute.
it is 8 instead of 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good.
I feel like the front of the label, though. I know we're done with it, but all the lettering
Oh, no,
up
no,
on
say it.
top, kind of like the locally grown, almost feels like a movie poster.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It's so different from
Yeah.
what you expect from makers, which is good, I think. It
See, it has to
differentiates
be,
on the
though.
product line.
And that's the whole reason why they won't release the stuff like I had that day, because they want that traditional flavor profile for a maker's customer to always walk in and grab a maker's and it tastes the same. And that's why they rotate barrels. They're the only ones left to
Right.
rotate barrels because they want that same consistency.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm so glad they came out with this different
New
label
label.
now because now they can start doing better stuff and bigger stuff.
The
Right.
seal is broken.
Yeah, I agree.
So now that we know what we have,
Right.
so now we just poured that. Anything you want to talk about? You want to re-nose it, retaste it now that we know actually which one is which? To see how your nose and taste line up with what the master distiller said?
Sure. For me, I actually think I still like the nose of the Cellar better. I still have a tiny bit of Cellar in this glass here. And the Cellar gives you off like dark fruits, like brown sugar, just like very good stuff going on there.
I cannot believe I picked FAO too.
Funny, we were the exact opposite.
But here's the thing, though. I know how much you like FAO2, and I like it as well. And it's not a bad whiskey. It's a great whiskey. For me, FAO2 gives off more oak on the nose, which is weird because you're not using oak-eye.
Where are these bottles at?
They're
Right in front of me.
Okay, so for me, whenever I blind something, I try to just pick, first place, second place, third place, or score it before I guess what it is.
Yep.
I truly thought the middle one that I picked last place, I thought it was Cellar. So when I very first had Cellar, it was at J-Hop. I get a mintiness, a dustiness, I get minty on it.
Right.
And I got minty on this Star Hill.
Oh, you did?
So
Okay.
I thought it was the Cellar. So I was surprised that was I was shocked about that.
Just the baked goods out of the Star Hill.
Yeah.
Like the biscotti I'm just getting out of it.
There's heavy, that's pecan, maybe, that they mentioned in the master did.
Okay.
But they mentioned the finish, not in the nosing.
Yeah.
So this Cellar has a twang on it.
Yeah.
And that's why, honestly, I thought the one with the twang, I thought was FEO too.
Okay.
So that Cellar has a twang that I don't remember.
Well, I mean, I liked it. I think FAO2 is more like regular fruits with oak. Like when I say regular fruits, I mean like there's a lot of fruit going on there, like fruit salad with oak. Man, the Cellar to me is very dark fruit, brown sugary, and then like I don't know, the wheat whiskey for me like really represents like a really good balance between the
I'm glad
two.
y'all picked that first.
Yeah.
But that's what that goes. What I'm saying is, when I say they would change the industry, BT is known for their crazy weeders, dude. If makers put out stuff that was not
Yeah.
constantly rotated, was not put in the chilled area for so long,
Right.
they would give BT a run for their money, bro.
Right, like, can you imagine if this bottle every year isn't $100 special release, but it's like a $60 annual thing. Like, I'd buy a case of it.
No kidding.
I mean, come on.
I just poured some more FAO2. It crushes, dude.
FAO2 is good. I want to have a little bit more.
I'm surprised y'all didn't like it that much.
No. Here's the thing. When I say not liking it, it's not that I don't like it. I just felt like compared to the other two whiskeys,
right,
that it was a little bit behind it.
And for me, it was almost like just the first go through.
Yeah,
I picked the third one out, the FAO2, and it was out of the three that I had in front of me, it was my least favorite right off the bat.
I know why you like it though, because it does have like a lot of fruit sweetness to it. It's not. It's a good balanced whiskey, FAO2. But I'm really stuck on the Star Hill now.
Yeah, me too.
Well, the cool part though is a Star Hill is $100 at retail,
right?
And I think local secondary, which I think you might be right, 150, 175.
Yeah.
I thought I still saw around 200 shipped,
probably,
but
for national,
that's still way cheaper than cellar.
It is. No, it is for sure.
I assume the Star Hills are all sold out everywhere, right?
No, they haven't. I don't think they've hit everywhere yet.
They are totally sold out. So anywhere you go, you will not see it. But there will be more of them getting dropped and released. So yes, there will be more in the area. There'll be more hitting, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen them.
You want one?
Yeah.
Big baller, dog.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
So if you want one, I guess that would make you a. So fellas.
So fellas.
So fellas.
Good lead in. I like that.
Let's roll, dog. Let's do it.
So boys, would you pass, try, or buy on the Star Hill Farms
Wheat whiskey?
Wheat whiskey.
I'm pretty.
Why don't you go first, Anthony?
Yeah, this is pretty simple for me.
Because if Steven's already asking if they're sold out everywhere, we know where he's going.
I'm actually at retail. I'm a buy. I still don't know if I could do secondary, and I think I'm going to leave that to my score because my mental calculation, my score,
2025
release here is that I still don't think this is going to tick the boxes as high as some other whiskeys did.
Sure.
But I am massively impressed. So I'm a buy probably up to 140. Like if I went into a store and someone's like, we got the Star Hill Farm whiskey and, I'm sorry, but it's going to be priced at $129.99. I'm going to buy it after tax. Yep. That's fine for me.
Good deal.
I'm happy to have it.
Yeah. So Walker down in Louisiana,
Texas Ranger.
He's
I love it. I love it.
He's a great listener. He buys a lot, drinks a lot, tries a lot.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah,
really good dude. He's the one that's talked about. I think we've missed some scoring of 2025 releases, so I do need to go back and listen to that.
What an astute listener.
Very astute listener.
Yeah.
But so I do need to score this tonight too.
He got us.
But
But some of them we did realize right after we got done recording.
Yahtzee.
And we did it off recording.
That's true, yeah.
I can't say off camera. It's off recording.
It's off recording.
So I guess I'm next.
I guess so, yeah.
Anthony, what was your score?
Oh, I didn't score yet. I'm going to go 7.5. I try to match you. First time ever.
It's a good score.
Yeah.
Real good score.
It's a real good score, but it doesn't. I have scored, I think, 8.5, 8.25 and stuff, so I'm in the mid pack with that.
I'll give her a quick question.
Yes.
What did y'all think of the 1910 earlier tonight?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
So what happened is we were out of 1910. Steven and I drank the last of it when we recorded with the Bluegrass Distillers boys.
It was a little guy, wasn't it?
It was in a super small bottle. Yeah. So I went and fresh cracked an Old Label 1910.
It was delicious.
I thought it was good, but I don't think it really was better now that I had it than the newer one.
It's funny you said that because I thought something was off on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if my palate was warmed up yet.
Yeah.
Or I only had a hamburger tonight, so I don't think I blew my palate.
No.
But I was thinking, did I eat something?
I blinded them before, like a new one and an old one, and they did taste different. I picked the old one, but tonight it just tasted more like even like a new one. It was kind of like run of the mill.
Yeah. I actually looked at this bottle, Kenny. I think it spent the afternoon on the front seat of your car at one point in time. So
is the label faded?
Whiskey test. You put it in the sun and sun it out. So yeah, Anyway, I'm just kidding.
All right, so Steven, your score. I'm sorry. You passed, try, or buy, my man.
I'm going to be a buy.
Thank you. Well, I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah. The foreshadowing was real intense, wasn't it?
Really?
Real intense.
Real intense.
Score-wise, Can I ask what my range has been so far or not?
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
so I'm going to give you a couple things.
You don't have to tell me like what I guess.
The Elkwood 15-year buff turkey, you scored 7.25. The Woodford chocolate redux, you scored a 7. 1910 extra old, you scored a 6. The Maker's Keeper, the Keeper one, you scored 6.5.
Ooh.
Redemption 8-year, you scored an 8. And the River Roots 8-year short barrel scored an 8.25.
Ooh, there you go.
Just a few of your scores.
Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna copy Anthony. Do 7.5.
Wow. Yeah. My man.
It was good.
There you go. Kenny, as you're getting ready to give your score, I'm looking across the behind Steven's left shoulder, and I see some old Stubborns and old, I don't know. What is
I
that?
have the brand new releases of Old Swagger and Old Stubborn.
Old Swagger. That's what it is. Yeah,
these are
Swagger.
episodes soon to be coming.
Wasn't Swagger something they did with Old Spice? Like
I was going to say, it sounds like an Old Spice thing.
So
those bottles are dope.
They look great. And
they have a crystal, like some kind of animal on the inside of them.
Yeah, we'll look at it. But I'm just saying, I saw them over there, and I was like, man, future episodes
soon to come.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
One moment, please.
Una momento.
All right, man. So me being me and being just kind of like dumb.
No, you're not dumb.
I went and poured Maker's Keeper.
Okay, you gave me the idea too. Now I have to look at it.
So Maker's Keeper, I scored a 7 previously.
What did I give it?
You gave it a 7.
Okay.
So I'm going to try Maker's Keeper next to this. The reason I'm pouring this is because I was thinking based on some other bottles, even though y'all gave it a 7.5, I was going to give this like a 6.5.
Okay.
6 3/4.
That would make sense, though, because you rated it behind the other things.
But I want to try it. But if I gave Keepers a 7, this might deserve a 7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
Or 7.25.
Or 7.25, exactly. That's why I want to try it. Keepers has chocolate that the Star Hill Wheater does not.
It's definitely darker.
It's got chocolate, bro.
But here's the thing. What I think I'm noticing about their stave finishing is it's oaky and chocolatey. Like,
there's plenty of glasses, Steven, if you need.
No, this is it. I can smell it.
Yeah, oaky and chocolatey are characteristics I get from a lot of their toasted stave stuff. And I almost feel like, I don't know, I got to know, the Star Hill is probably regular warehouse, right? No cellar aging, nothing. So
it looks like a 1950s milk bottle.
Yeah, it does. There you go.
There's a cool,
That's
cool
a really cool bottle. Yep. They did a nice job with that.
I like Keepers better.
Like Keepers better.
I do.
Okay.
Me personally, I like a chocolatey.
Wait. Overall, or just the nose or just the palate?
The palate.
What about the nose?
Man, hang on. Listen to this. I have no nose, bro. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
I wish I had a nose.
Perpetually.
I wish I had a nose.
I'm going to say Star Hill blows away on the nose.
And I believe you. And I trust you on that.
Yeah.
I'm congested 24/7, 365.
But you have a great palate. So it doesn't, you have a massively great palate. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm still going to take Star Hill over Keepers. Yeah.
That is so good.
But I still stand by. If I gave it a 7, I think it's worth to give it a 7. Like, I really do. That's the thing. I could take any of these Makers whiskeys, like the ones we've tasted tonight, anything, and be in a range between 7 and 8 point.
Give me a glass down there, Anthony.
Sure. I don't even know what Kenny's pouring because you got the label on the other side. And while we're recording this episode, I think
I'm pouring the internet sensation Bauer.
Bowery.
Is that Jack Bauer?
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, guess who just messaged us on Instagram?
Bauer.
It wasn't a message. It was Mike. Mike just shared our most recent episode. So thank you, Mike. Just say that while we're sitting here recording.
So I gave Oak Bowery a 6.5. I gave Maker's Keeper a 7. This is definitely better than Oak Bowery, so I'm gonna go 6 3/4.
6 3/4. There you go. So you said it was better than Oak Bowery?
Yeah, it's better than Oak Bowery.
And what did I give Keepers?
You gave Keepers a 6.5.
Okay, I'm happy with
you
my
gave
score.
this a 7.5.
I'm happy with my score.
Yep.
Yeah. What I give Oak Bowery?
You gave Oak Bowery, Mike Lowry.
Oak Bowery. That's a Bad Boys
6
reference.
3/4.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I like the way that lines up. I think it's consistent.
And you said what, Kenny? You're going to give the Star Hill what?
6 3/4.
Boom.
Oh, but I may buy at retail.
Yeah.
And obviously, well, not obviously, I guess. Obviously for me in my head, but I need to express that.
Right.
I would be at pass at secondary.
Okay.
Because FAO2 at secondary is roughly what this is at retail.
That's true.
FAO2 at secondary is 100, 110.
Right.
So this is 106 plus. This is 106 with tax.
Did you see that guy real quickly?
But this is very good, though. This is very good, I will say.
You just really set something off in my head.
Sorry, no.
Because I meant to talk about this, and it's going to be the way we got to end. We got to get done with this episode. Bourbon Hunter, not to be associated with the podcast Bourbon Hunters, but Bourbon Hunter, I think, is out of Louisville or somewhere over there. He went into a store and found SC PR 56789. That bottle
-6.
I think for $130 or $120, it was floored. And
he bought it, right?
And bought it. And then said it was the greatest day and everything. And I'm like, well, and then people were congratulating him, saying yeah, how do you ever see the bottle in the wild? So things we take for granted. I'm not going to make a disrespectful comment toward him. I thought that was wild that he thought that was a great buy. But people that aren't on secondary pages, which a lot of whiskey enthusiasts aren't.
So that's the thing.
And other things like that.
Dude, that's huge.
I just was like, well, be happy you found it, because it is 3 years after it was released, 4 years after it was released, but still, that's not really a buy at 130 or whatever it was. I remember I sent you a message after I watched it. I was like, what is this guy doing? He seemed inebriated. It's fine, whatever.
But we have to, that's the thing, man. We have to think about this. We are in those pages that don't exist, right?
Right, yeah.
If you are not in those pages that don't exist,
right,
and you just Google stuff,
what chance do you get?
The price you see on Google, because you've got these online companies that sell stuff for crazy,
right?
130 looks cheap.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things. We are very blessed to be number one in this Lexington, Kentucky area where we get to just tons of bourbon.
Right.
But also just we're in those groups that do/don't exist, that stuff is a lot cheaper than what you see on Google.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
All I have to say about this Star Hill?
Yep.
Let's go.
Boom.
And with that, thanks for listening to this episode. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code Mashup for a 15% discount.
Also, let us know your thoughts on the bottom of the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.